Hey team, welcome back to another On the Couch with My Food Religion. Today I'm talking to Josh from Hydrogen Health and we're going to be talking all about hydrogen water. So first I'm going to get Josh to explain to you guys a little bit about who he is, what he does and how he even got into the realm of hydrogen water.
Yeah, so my background is in biomedical engineering and I got super interested in water from a few people around the world, but specifically Jared Pollack and Dr. John, who showed how pretty much your cell inside your cell has a different type of water, and it has a fourth phase of this water, which we call structured water. And this structured water is the way our body communicates signals, but also stores energy. And so they were showing this water needs to be within our cells, and most people are completely deficient in this. And so then it came to developing products that can clean the water out, but also add this energy and structure back into the water, which had not even been identified yet. So it was quite an incredible thing to discover this particular new form of water, because we thought we knew everything about water.
So what happens, so everybody in this health and wellness space, everyone's drinking 2 to 3 litres of water a day. What the hell's happening to that water if it's not going into our cells?
Yeah, so pretty much people are drinking that water and it's still detoxifying their system. But what it's lacking is the energy, and we showed how standard tap water can sit at this positive 250 millivolts, and then running it through our system, which is our bottle, we can lower that down into a state of negative, and therefore our body can start charging up on it, pretty much showing that water within the taps is energetically dead and it creates an oxidative effect. And I guess that ties into the idea of stress, which is causing disharmony to the whole body and therefore starts to produce stress hormones and free radical damage. And as this oxidative stress rips electrons from our cells and causes a huge amount of health issues as a result of lacking this energy within the cell to defend itself, and we become more acidic and hence alkaline water. But this is alkaline, structured and energized water within our bottle. Which you can sort of see there. So there is bubbles coming out of that, and they are hydrogen gas, but we also have a structuring system which adds the mineral back, as shown by Dr. John, which stores the structure. And once we have this structure and additional antioxidants, we can boost our whole system.
Okay, so potentially incredibly stupid question here, but I'm going to answer it anyway. So you're adding hydrogen to the water, correct?
Yes, also minerals, and we're also filtering it, and it's also allowing through our structuring system, a microcurrent goes in and helps to maintain this structure. And they showed you need the energy but also the alkaline mineral to create the hexagonal structure, which you see our logo there. That hexagonal structure is the structure that is formed when these two circumstances occur, and they showed this is the water that's within our cells, and this is fundamental to our general health because most people are lacking this water, and hence conditions and different things can move in as a result of.
Okay, so water in its essence though, H2O in its essence, the H is hydrogen.
Yeah.
So there's already hydrogen in water.
And so that's 2 hydrogens and 1 oxygen all bonded to each other.
Yeah.
And so what we're doing within the bottle now, you're seeing those bubbles.
Yeah.
Electricity is splitting the bond between the hydrogen and the oxygen and creating the hydrogen gas. Yeah, and so that hydrogen gas infuses into the water. But also what happens is, as they showed with structured water, what happens is 3 water molecules bond to each other through the hydrogen bonding system, and creates this hexagon. And now this hexagon is the perfect form to hold and discharge energy. And that's what our body uses as a very efficient communication, but also energy storage system.
So it's not just about hydration?
No, well, this is the whole idea of the research is the hydrogen is the antioxidant, but also our bottle is structuring that water into the form of water that all our cells have. And hence green juices, when you're having a green juice, the water within that fruit or vegetable that you're having was structured. It used its own energy to structure the water, and now you're drinking it, hence you get incredible health benefits. And there's phytonutrients and other stuff, but it's the structured water that's the incredible part.
Yeah, okay, cool. So our cells are going to use this more effectively to stay within our cells as opposed to just peeing it out.
Yeah, so your body's going to be, because it's gone from that positive state where your body, the water was going to have an oxidative effect, which is ORP, oxidation reduction potential. We're moving it into a reduction. And reduction means it's in the reaction, it's going to give your body energy, and that's a fundamental swap from losing energy to gaining energy, and hence most people don't feel hydrated when they drink, tap water, because not only of the impurities, but also it's energetically dead because it's been sitting in pipes under high pressure, and that actually has been shown to, after 24 hours, any bottled water or water that's contained will die because it's not moving, and it needs this energetic charge.
Yeah. So if you're getting water straight out of a spring or a river or something like that, is that more similar to that sort of water?
Yeah, so naturally, this is what we've redesigned in here is a process that naturally occurs that is missing.
Okay.
And so what happens is, the Romans and these incredible mineral baths has the mineral, and it also has been under high pressure in a natural form that creates this hexagonal structure, and you're actually bathing in mineral rich but also structured water thing, and hence the incredible effects. Like personally, I have had incredible effects from bathing in the hot springs in Japan. And that's a beautiful, pristine, structured natural water. And it's incredible. And so that's what we've redesigned, is what nature produces, this perfect life force water in this bioactive form, but into two products. And then, the hydrogen's this incredible small antioxidant that goes into each cell and fires up the mitochondria. And that is the mitochondria is key to the functioning of the cell.
Okay, so tell me about the bottle. What does it do and how does it do it?
Yeah, so when you press this button, we have got that splitting and we're producing that gas. But also on the outer ring there, that's the structuring system, which is going to add trace minerals back, but it also helps to remove chlorine and heavy metal impurities. And pretty much you press that, it runs for 3 minutes, and then now you can recharge it if you want on your car or from a power point, so it's USB, and then that's being infused in, and after 3 minutes you can drink that, and you're getting that energetic form. And the hydrogen lasts for 15 minutes within that water, so you typically drink it, and then your body, it will start to spread around to mitigate the effects of oxidative damage.
Okay, so what happens to all the shit that's getting pulled out of that water? Where's that going?
So it goes into our filtering system at the bottom here, and we also recommend, some people like to have as a pre-filtering system, you can fit our shower filter under the sink as well. And so that gives you a great starting water, but it also is designed so you can drink from a tap, because that is a common occurrence, and also how many plastic bottles you'd save over a year. So it's not just an incredible sort of, energizing to the body, but it also has other environmental savings as well. So you're not getting plastic, and you can just fill up from your tap, especially if you combine the filter with it as well.
And so how often do you have to change that filter?
So this filter requires a cleaning process, and this the shower filter system has a 12-month cartridge.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that requires a cleaning process. That what comes with the bottle, or
in the bottle it comes with a guide, and that has you need combine vinegar and water and allow it to sit for 15 minutes, and that will clean out the impurities of your filter.
Awesome.
And then we move to the shower filter.
Awesome.
Because that's the other side of the water is you're in a shower, and especially something like chlorine is such an oxidative substance. It goes straight to your skin. It's trying to rip away electrons from that cell wall. And if you can top that up with, first of all, remove the chlorine, but then top up trace minerals and a powerful antioxidant, you can create that structured water to actually rehydrate your skin and defend itself against UV and different things that commonly damage your skin.
Yeah, so we were just talking about before how we're all starting to be so much more conscious about what we're putting not only in our bodies but also on our bodies. We're more conscious of our skincare, of our personal care products, makeup, hair care, all that sort of stuff. We're really realising that what we put onto our skin can actually be absorbed straight into our bloodstream within 20 seconds. And it doesn't get to go through that digestive process where your body actually starts to, pull out the shit and detoxify it and, shuttle it out. it's basically do not pass go, do not collect $200 straight to your bloodstream.
Yeah.
So really interesting. I think we, so many of us now are really conscious about the water that we drink, but we're not thinking about that stuff that every single day we are hopping in the shower, most of us, hopping in the shower and standing under litres and litres and litres of, chlorinated water. That's
also the vaporization of it, especially in a hot shower, you're vaporizing whatever is in that water. So if you could swap that from being sort of oxidative substances that damage your skin and replace it with something that your body can use with the water and this energy and the structured water with alkaline minerals and vitamin C, you're able to sort of transform your whole skin. And it's almost like an innovative sort of skincare treatment, but within your shower every morning. So, the effects of just protecting the collagen molecule within your body can be huge. So that's why people see incredible hair, nails and skin benefits as a result of just swapping from chlorine, but then all those added benefits as well. And that was important when we were designing this, to make sure that it's not just cleaning the water, but it's also structuring it through our magnetic field media, but also adding alkaline minerals. And then we've used vitamin C, particularly in this one, because the skin loves vitamin C.
Absolutely. So have you had many people who have skin conditions, dermatitis, all that sort of jazz, use that sort of process?
Yeah, we've had quite a few people that have noticed incredible skin rehydration, and then through that, all the sort of conditions removed, because that skin didn't have what it needed to repair itself.
Yeah.
It couldn't rehydrate and it couldn't repair its antioxidant levels because it was being under attack constantly through oxidative substances. So we're taking away the attack and we're adding what it needs to rebuild. And so that creates an improved defense to your whole skin, which is, your largest organ on your body.
So how often would this need to be replaced?
That lasts for 12 months. We
Okay.
recommend changing it every 10 months, so you're getting that maximum vitamin C through, and also alkaline minerals. And also we don't want it to build up too much, so it's designed to be functioning for that 12 months optimally.
Yeah.
But we recommend 10 months for the best changeover.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how hard is this for the general punter to attach to their
Oh,
shower?
it's super easy. So
Okay.
yeah.
Don't need a plumber.
No, don't need a plumber whatsoever. We've had both genders install it completely within a minute, sort of thing. It's super easy. It's
Time trial.
Yeah.
Time trials.
Yeah, pretty much. You have your wall outlet and the filter goes between.
Brown. Get down.
The filter goes between the wall outlet and the shower head, and then we also supply an adapter and an install guide. So pretty much the adapter allows for all fittings, whether it's a hose shower, a bath, and wall outlet fixing, and also rain showers.
I'm going to do a time trial and record it and see how quickly I can do this. Okay, so another question. So I was just saying earlier that I actually found Josh's company, Hydrogen Health, because I was listening to a podcast with, now I'm having a massive mental blank. Anyway, I'll come back to it. And they were talking about hydrogen water and all the benefits of hydrogen water, and I had never heard of it before, started Googling and Hydrogen Health came up. They were also talking about, so in the States, this guy was saying he has got kind of like a water filter situation that does hydrogen. So I'm assuming it's going to be like this, but on a 5 litre level.
Okay, yep. So when we were developing it, this was a few important features within our personal hydrogen generator, and that is, first of all, it uses a proton exchange membrane. And why that's really important is because if you're using a standard electrolysis generating system, you're ionizing, and the electrolysis process vaporizes anything within the water. So therefore, you can put chlorine gas into the water if it's not using a system.
Okay.
And so what our system does is produces pure H2. And so that's important because, first of all, the proton exchange, it only allows protons through, and so in this case it's hydrogen, and so only hydrogen can move through, therefore creating a safe but also high concentration of hydrogen within your water. And that was also a key design requirement of our filter and generator, is to make sure that there is all the aspects of this water is taken into. It's not just the H2, it's the the minerals, it's the realizing that it's also not the chlorine gas being imparted in. And so that's some of the, I guess, highlighted features of the design process, making sure that we are ticking all the boxes for what is required for the body's bio-water system.
So is there, in the pipes, an option to have something that's bigger?
Yes, so we actually do have that coming very soon. So pretty much we've got a bottle and our shower filter at the moment, and that gives you a complete water care kit. But the aim is also to create a benchtop system so people can go, and also it's going to be sort of not fixed by a plumber. So you don't need a plumber. It goes to in your house, or it could be in a clinic, or it could be in different locations. So it's a complete set unit that people can get this complete idea of water. It's not just the hydrogen, but it's also the structured water and the minerals that hold that structure.
So if you're drinking water, this particular water, would the concept be that I would need to drink less of it than regular water to have that same hydrating effect?
Yeah, definitely. It's 6 times more hydrating than standard tap water. And therefore, but I think typically your body really wants about 1 litre to 2 litres a day. That's to maintain like optimal flushing and all that kind of stuff. But yes, your the hydration level is drastically increased. And also that will change the whole way your body's functioning in detoxification and other processes. Because when you buy something like reverse osmosis water, which a lot of people think, let's get some nice clean water, because water makes up such a fundamental part of your body. So if you're not having clean water, you're having those impurities, you're going to have that oxidative effect. But what happens if you remove all the minerals from your water, like in a reverse osmosis effect, you're lacking the minerals that your body uses to function. So it can actually be not that great for you, because your body needs the minerals in the water, but it also needs the minerals to be of alkaline minerals to create this structure, not these impurities. And so if you can clean your water, add the minerals back, and then energize it, you're going to create the water that nature's designed for our biosystems and all plants and animals.
So that would be, I think, along with the electrolytes, where a lot of people would actually add some good quality salt into their water, they? Particularly athletes who are sweating a lot or drinking a lot of water, just to help remineralize that water.
Remineralize and the energy, those two together, especially within our mitochondria where it's generating all our energy, it runs on oxygen and hydrogen as its fuel source to create that Krebs cycle. And within that, that hydrogen is the fuel and oxygen's the spark. And so your body needs that hydrogen to maintain our energy level, especially with different oxidative substances stealing that energy. We're all flat as batteries. And so they've shown, like Jared Pollack's shown incredible how the water within a cell splits into its 2 positive and negatives, and it actually shows it as a water battery. And we're missing this voltage difference. And so we're all flat batteries. And so if we can add that energy back in through exercise and good food and also an incredible water, you're going to transform your whole cellular system. And if you can optimize each cell, everything's going to integrate, and your whole nervous system's going to function incredibly.
So Ben Greenfield was the podcast I was listening to.
Nice.
So he was also talking about, he often, when he's traveling and doesn't have access to this hydrogen system thing that he has at home, he has hydrogen tablets that he puts into his water. Have you heard of them, and tell me about what that's about?
So the tablets are a chemical reaction way of achieving the hydrogen, but what happens is that's not the form that the body naturally uses. And so first of all, it's going to be a lot more efficient just to charge up and press your bottle because it's in a capsule, but that hydrogen will only last in the water for a small period of time because it's so small. Hydrogen's so light, it's the smallest atom, it'll just dissipate. So the idea is to energize the water and then drink that as fast as you can, or not as fast as you can.
Like
you
a
can
sculling competition. More time
you can
trials.
press the button again.
I mean.
Yeah, you've got a big bank of time trials. But the molecular hydrogen tablets are also good, but it's using a mineral to achieve that chemical reaction. And if we measure that, the oxidation reduction potential doesn't change. It's putting the hydrogen in it, but it's also like you can have a reverse osmosis water. You've taken all the impurities out, you've added back the alkaline minerals, and so you have an incredible clean water that has trace minerals in it, but it's still energetically dead. and so it sits at positive 200 millivolts. And what you need to do is get that water back into the negative so you're charging up. And so that's the fundamental sort of system that we've put in. We understand the whole spectrum of the structured water, but also adding that hydrogen as that powerful antioxidant fuel that our cells run on.
Cool.
Yeah.
This is very, very interesting.
Yeah, they originally, a lot of the hydrogen discoveries were through divers, and so they were showing took humans down to such a deep pressure at 50 atmospheres. So this is 1 atmosphere. 50 atmospheres is like your body's under so much stress, like everything wants to collapse in, and they couldn't breathe normal air down there. They made a mix of 50.2% helium, which is just a stable gas. Then they added 49% hydrogen and 0.8% oxygen. And so that experiment showed that the body, when under high stress, whether it's emotional or in this case high pressure, the body needs hydrogen to maintain healthy function. And that's a fundamental concept, because if you're lacking that hydrogen or this energy that our body runs on, your body can't cope with the stress impacts, and therefore your stress hormones run wild and all kinds of health impacts from that. So that was an incredible study that they showed with that.
Cool.
Yeah.
So tell me a bit about Hydrogen Health, the company. How did it start, and where are you based, and what's your jam?
Yeah, we're based on the Gold Coast, and we are interested in pretty much transforming people's water, because at the molecular level, all our organs are 75% of water or higher. That's, if you're looking at anything, well, water's the key. Water is so fundamental to our health. And most people are still coming around to the clean aspect of water, removing impurities, but our aim is to provide this education of this incredible research that isn't really in the public eye. And it's so fundamental to our entire body's functioning and our lifespan and all those kind of related things. And I personally have a huge attraction to water. I love surfing, and I've always spent a lot of time around water, and so that's, I guess, the natural progression. I've come into this aspect of water, which is incredible, how nature naturally creates this fourth phase of water.
Yeah, so I'm a big believer in don't let perfect get in the way of good. So obviously this is a perfect option for people if they can.
Yeah, so the reason this currently isn't our water filter is because it doesn't remove all fluoride.
Okay.
And that is the next step for our benchtop system.
Yeah.
But even so, the way this works, and plus your bottle, you're giving your body such an incredible amount of, first of all, minerals, but also energy. And so therefore that allows for detoxification.
Yeah.
And the antioxidant is going to balance out the oxidative effect of something like chlorine and these impurities. So pretty much it's like, yes, taking out the bad is great, but let's say people like move to their food and all different aspects, but the water is so fundamental. And so if you're charging yourself up, you have all this extra energy to deal with impurities, whereas in the past you're flatlining and it was just negative, and so therefore you can dip yourself up so you can build that defense to your cellular body.
So for the general punter who doesn't have these or hasn't bought them yet, what can they do to do the best they can at home with their water, and whether that's the water that they're showering in or bathing in or drinking? What are some things that, what's the best options for people? Should they be buying, bottled water?
I definitely don't reckon buying plastic bottled water. The plastic is going into the water. So plastic bottled water, especially 600 ml from the servo or whatever it may be, supermarket, isn't great. So there's quite a few places around now that have little water towers, but I guess the idea of our water kit is for $300 you're getting a bottle that was going to energize your water and has a lifespan of up to 5 years. Our whole design philosophy is to be create incredible products but also have no impact or minimal impact on the environment. So therefore people having a bottle, they're going to remove the plastic bottles from their life and try to not only create an incredible health product for themselves, but they're also moving towards that zero tox sort of style. because, you know, even a lot of these water places, you know, it's in a plastic container, it's going to sit there and it's going to be energetically dead. So the idea is you have the filter, and then you're going to transform the water coming through that filter, and then you can energize it additionally through your bottle. And I guess for the shower, you know, it's coming through, taking out all that impurities and re-energizing it. And that's the way those two together create a complete water care kit, because your main exposure to water each day is drinking it and what you bathe in or shower in. So so this can be fitted in 3 different ways, to the shower, to your bath, or under your sink. And we have a lot of people buy these for just an under the sink inline filtering system, and it's just super easy to install with our adapter, and you know, usually within a minute or 2 and you're sorted.
So obviously you know all about water and water filters. So if somebody doesn't have one of these yet, what's the best water filter system that they could get, if they're just going to buy one?
Buy a water filter system. So I guess the fundamentals to, if you're buying a water filter system, you want to remove the impurities, and then you want to add the minerals back. So that's a key concept, whether whatever company or whatever filter that you decide to go with. That's, you know, you got the clean and then you got the minerals back, but then you need something to energize that water. Otherwise it's still going to be dead. And so if you can do that, the hydrogen or the filtering system. Also, we use a magnetic field meter in here to create the magnetic field is energizing the water into that structure as well.
Okay, so obviously this is glass as well. So I don't know about you, but I drop my water bottle all the time. I feel like we need some sort of safety.
We have a sleeve in a few weeks' time. So
cool.
The sleeve. The odd person has broken theirs, but the sleeve is designed to not only insulate it, so you can add cold water and it's going to hold that cold, but also to protect it.
Awesome.
But the idea is, when we design this, is to make sure that it is in glass, because glass not only holds energy for longer, it isn't, when UV light comes through, it hits plastic and it creates those BPAs and those chemicals to infuse into your water, and that's definitely not something you want going in.
And so why glass versus like stainless steel or something like that?
So like aluminium has been shown to not structure water, which was incredible. So that was, for me, glass is, you know, the sun has incredible energy as well. So when you actually want to structurize, they showed that sunlight structurizes water as well. So you know, you can have your water in the sun or whatever, and it's coming in and it's energizing that water, rather than creating chemicals into the water through UV.
So you briefly mentioned before, when we were talking, before we started recording this, we were talking about sunlight and how great that actually is for our bodies. And I think responsible and appropriate sun exposure is such a polarizing.
A lot of the time, a lot of UV damage can occur to lacking the antioxidants to counteract that damage. And so if you want to, you know, this is one way of putting energy into your system through negative ions, and another way is through exercising, and another way is through earthing your feet on the earth. And so you've got 2 magnetic poles and there is energy running back and forth, and when your feet are in the water or on the sand, you're picking up those electrons, and it's called earthing, and we use it in electrical circuits and systems all throughout your house. But also we need that to charge up. And so, you know, if you're creating all these different ways of charging up, you're boosting your whole body above that disease line where things can come in because of the environment. So that environment, if it's charged up and that charge equates to an alkaline system, you can maintain a healthy pH in your blood, and different systems like that are going to reduce the potential for diseases to ever move in, because the environment's optimized.
So I obviously have a very particular interest in gut health, and I think the gut microbiome is something that is just, it's the new black at the moment. Everybody's talking about it. And I think there's so much interest in that. We know that things like chlorine and fluoride and all those sorts of things can be super detrimental to our gut bacteria. So how is having hydrogen in your water going to help
with the gut and the
gut.
general gut health. So first of all, by cleaning out your water and adding antioxidants, you're going to support the gut bacteria's health. But it was interesting, they showed a report where people that eat, when you have lots of fibre, that fibre is broken down and the bacteria produce hydrogen gas as a result. So this isn't a new thing. A healthy gut biome creates a healthy amount of hydrogen production and energizes the cells subsequently. And pretty much, if you can improve the gut bacteria health, you're going to allow a whole balance to the system. And so something like hydrogen is going to support that gut health. And on our website, we have different sort of references to different aspects of gut health and the benefits of hydrogen as well for
That's
that.
Awesome.
Because gut health is a fundamental aspect of all digestion and different aspects of the body going on down there. And if it's not healthy, you're not going to be able to absorb the nutrients that you decided to eat in the first place.
Yeah.
So the balance of that gut bacteria and prebiotics and that whole system is quite energized and becomes hugely efficient and supports the right bacterial colonies within the gut bacteria when the environment is healthy. And something like hydrogen is optimizing each cell, so that whole environment becomes so much healthier as a result.
Yeah.
And plus the detoxification process that it happens through the body now having the energy to remove impurity. So a lot of the time, when people do fasting, and fasting is a big thing as well, the body is trying to, now it's not digesting food because you're not fasting, and all that energy is being diverted to detoxification. So if you can, instead of eating, and you can instead do a water and you're energizing it, that's going to help with that huge detoxification process. Because fasting uses a lot of energy, and if you're fasting, a lot of the time you should be very relaxed and not doing too much, because it does take a load on the body to drain the lymphatics and optimize that whole
cell autophagy.
That whole process. So something like giving the body the energy it needs to do that is going to speed up that process, and the whole internal environment is going to change a lot faster rate than normally. Because that's also one of the aspects, is trying to detoxify without creating toxic shock, because you get toxemia and these different things from people having too much toxins and too much detoxification occurring, and so something like this is going to help supplement that process.
Awesome.
Which is, especially your interest in gut health, you can see how the right food and the right water really create an incredible
100%.
gut base for your body.
And I think water is just such an important component of general health and wellness. And everybody drinks water. You have to have water in some form, whether you're putting it into a smoothie or whatever. But everyone needs it. It's something that's so essential to us as humans for life. Most people shower, so that's also helpful to have something that does that. So this, so at the moment you've got two products. You've got the bottle and you've got the shower filter. So you can purchase them by themselves or as a pack.
Yeah, we have it as a water kit pack, or you can buy it separately. But awesome. Usually if you transform both, you're going to feel that whole sort of toxin removal, but then the energy back in. You're going to have that whole sort of experience from that.
Awesome. And can people purchase this online, or can they buy it in a store?
So that we can, if you go onto our Instagram page or our website, you can purchase it through there, and that will just be sent to you via mail. And we do have some stockists along different parts of the New South Wales and Queensland. But so it gives you a whole way of transforming your water.
Awesome, and more products to come.
Yeah, more to come. And more information in different aspects of health, and how understanding the basis of whether it's even fruits and the charge they have inside them. Like, you can put 2 electrodes in orange and you can power an LED. Understanding the charge and the energetic body and the way the whole nervous system works, you can see how something like water in the right state can be huge to your whole body's health.
That's awesome.
Especially when water was perfect originally, and now it's just watching what's happened, what's changed, and how can we take it back to what it originally was.
That's the challenge, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I think there's so much of movement, and it's small at the moment, but I think it's gaining momentum, where I think everyone's trying to move back towards more of the natural state, you know, food that is organic and not sprayed with pesticides and herbicides, and regenerative farming, and doing things the way that our ancestors would have done them, because there was that innate wisdom, wasn't there?
Yeah, and also, you know, when you're charged up and your body's in this parasympathetic nervous system state and producing the right brain waves, your body becomes so much more clear and your mind fires so much smoother and all your brain waves optimize, and that allows you to function so much better because you're relaxed, but you're also, everything is in balance instead of this, you know, this state of stress, which can lead to other levels, not just the physical body, but up as well.
Look, to be honest, I think a state of stress is how most people live their life these days. So probably whatever we can do to help reduce that oxidative stress in our body, and
and your body's going to move back into that parasympathetic, and then it's also going to relax your whole system. And when you're in that parasympathetic nervous system, you're going to rest and digest, and your whole body is going to repair.
Yeah.
You're going to express the right epigenetic genes to repair the body.
Yeah.
And that's an incredible change from something quite simple as good water.
Absolutely. So someone's asked a question. What I usually turn these comments off. What about copper?
Yeah, so we had a lady actually recently that had copper in her water and it was changing the colour of her hair. And so something like our filter is designed to remove that, but also add those minerals back so the hair can rebuild its proper structure and not be, you know, damaged by these different things, because a lot of people will have different metals in their water supply depending on whether you're a country or you're in a city, especially places, you know, big cities. They're all on closed loop water, and so therefore the impurities within that water can sometimes be, you know, not so great. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, that is unreal. Thank you, Josh, so much for taking the time to have a chat to us about water. If people want to know more or they have specific questions, where's the best place for them to reach out to you?
Just send us a message on Instagram or through our website, and we'll get back to you soon.
Awesome.
Yeah, we like to, I think the knowledge is key, because when you know why the nature achieved this process in the first place, how it relates to you, and then what's changed, you can create that whole sort of thinking system to a lot of aspects of your life. But the water's a great one to start with.
Absolutely.
Sure.
And I think when we know better, we can do better. And I think, you know, that probably applies to all aspects of life. You know, when we know more about nutrition, we can make better choices, and the same with our water. You know, I think people are starting to realise that what's coming out of our tap is probably not the most ideal type of water for us. So doing whatever we can to help optimize something that we are consuming so much of.
Yeah.
You know, like it's not just like you're having a glass of water a day and you're not immersing your body in it. You're doing all of the things.
All over your body. And I think also a cool thing is how people, yes, you listen to the research and there's lots of information moving around, but when a lot of our customers, you feel the change. And I think that's the key. If you can have the information, but you also have the experience to match it, for you know 100% that that's a genuine experience, because it's not just being sold with different information, it's the experience yourself. You know the changes, and it's all different for different people.
Oh, absolutely. And it's, you know, it's one thing to have science or whoever tell you a certain thing, but once you actually, you know, notice a noticeable change in yourself, your body, your energy, your skin, all that sort of jazz. Yeah,
for me it was energy. I definitely noticed it's quite a powerful sort of just, especially when a lot of time people flatline during the day, whether their blood sugar's fluctuating, or by the end of the day they're completely, you know, tired and just want to go home or whatever. It's a way of keeping the body and the brain functioning at a high level, because a lot of time we're dehydrated throughout the day and people aren't drinking enough water. It's just so much oxidative stress. You know, dehydration's a massive oxidative stress.
I feel like you need to get on to the government so that every woman who has a baby goes home from hospital with a hydrogen water bottle, because they're so sleep deprived, they're so stressed, they need to drink lots of water so they can make lots of milk, and they're usually feeling like they're flatlining at life.
Yeah, well, I guess that's the great thing about hydrogen as well. It's completely non-toxic, even at high concentrations, and our bottle can support people that you know, we get quite a few questions whether it's for pregnancy and different stuff like that. Is it okay to drink? And yeah, it's completely non-toxic, safe, and will support all those processes, whether it's you and, you know, your bubble sort of thing.
Yeah. Cool, awesome. Thank you, Josh. All right, team, if you do have any questions, please make sure you reach out to me or to Josh. And yeah, go and head over to Hydrogen Health and check out what they've got.
Yeah, we've got quite a bit of other information if you want to read a little bit deeper and know a little bit of more backstory, because I think that information really supports a nice sort of connected information. It's not just here's a new idea, it's designed to link to everything else you know, and create that new idea that now I can understand why I got told that, why I got told alkaline water, these different aspects, and you've got the whole picture. Because otherwise it's too foggy, it's too misleading, because you're always thinking, is there more and more and more? And there is more to, you know, water as we discover more and more, but we are imparting a system that nature achieved, and so that's why it has such incredible sort of effects.
Yes, and nature doesn't fuck things up, we do. So hopefully we'll stop fucking them up and just start drinking hydrogen water. Awesome. Thank you guys. I will talk to you again soon.